Hi there, welcome to the very first episode of Independent Australia's Bloody Idiot of the Month for September 2018. And what a month to start. Last month, Australia got a new government. Again. Abbott, Turnbull, Morrison all have been in power over the last 5 years. They're calling it the ATM government. And when you consider the coalition have doubled the debt and tripled the deficit in the last 5 years, a cash withdrawal machine couldn't be a better symbol for this administration. So in a crowded field of idiots, it was a difficult task to select our final five, but we managed it, and here they are. On the 5th of September, we had Scott Morrison describing the chaos in which he snatched the Prime Ministership as the Muppet Show.
The events of the last more than 2 weeks ago resembled a Muppet Show, as I said in the Parliament, and I think all Australians were very disappointed about that, and they have every right to be.
If it was a Muppet Show, Prime Minister Morrison, I guess that makes you Prime Muppet. You, sir, are a bloody idiot. But not the biggest bloody idiot of the month by any means. When Parliament resumed on the 10th of September, Labor tried to have some fun with Morrison's Muppet Show faux pas. But there's always one who takes it too far. And this time it was Labor's Julian Hill, who performed what could only be described as a a cappella, deadpan, spoken word version of the Muppet theme song.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. Why do we always come here? I really just don't know. It's like a kind of torture to have to watch their show. But now, let's get things started. It's time to get things started. Why don't they get things started? On the most sensational, celebrational, inspirational, Muppetational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Julian, we don't know what you were thinking, but don't ever do that again. You are IA's number 4 bloody idiot of the month. Do you ever feel that shops are bringing out their Christmas decorations earlier and earlier each year? Well, that's nothing, because last month our new Prime Muppet decided to start our annual National Australia Day argument more than 4 months before the actual day, which is on January 26th next year. Morrison suggested Australia Day should remain on January 26th, but Indigenous Australians should get their own day. Not a holiday, mind you, but just some other day.
Haven't you got an idea for another date?
Well, I've got some private thoughts, but I'm more interested to know what other Australians think. I mean, in the ACT, for example, they note May 27, which is the anniversary of the '67 referendum, which recognised Australian people in our constitution. You've got a whole bunch of people who are trying to tear down Australia Day. Now, and I know some people are motivated by the fact that they want to recognise Indigenous people more, and I get that. There are others who are just being goons about this, and, you know, we're not going to cop that, and that's why we'll take citizenship ceremonies away in those circumstances.
Maybe then they'll shut the hell up, hey Scott? Loyally throwing her oar in, so to speak, to support her Prime Muppet on 25th of September was National Party Senator Bridget McKenzie.
Yes, that needs to be recognised that that's how they feel on that day, but the reality is that is when the course of our nation changed forever, when, Captain Cook stepped ashore. And from then on, we've built an incredibly successful society, best multicultural society in the world, and in order to continue that trajectory, we need to actually work together.
Of course, Australia Day commemorates the day Captain Arthur Phillip stepped ashore to set up the New South Wales convict colony in 1788. Cook arrived on the east coast of Australia in 1770, 18 years earlier, and was speared to death in Hawaii in 1779, 9 years before the convict settlement was established. So unless he was Australia's first zombie governor, January 26 has nothing to do with Cook. Hey Senator, you don't get to defend a date when you have no idea what it actually commemorates. Bridget McKenzie, you are a bloody idiot. Of course, with any change of leader, some fall from grace, while others rise again. One of the risen, not like Cook, is former Minister Stuart Robert. Robert lost his job as a minister under Turnbull after a messy corruption scandal involving a billionaire, a Liberal Party donor, the Chinese Communist Party, some Rolex watches, and a goat. Okay, I lied about the goat. The point is, this disgraced minister is back. Who cares about corruption in the Muppet Show? Not the Prime Muppet, that's for sure. In his first major interview back, on the 27th of September, Robert excelled himself by confusing debt and deficit.
To the lowest debt in 10 years at 10.1 billion.
Well, never mind, he's only the assistant treasurer. What was really extraordinary was Stuart Robert taking a selfie on camera and then doing a schoolboy smirk after being caught.
To Liberal frontbencher and the Assistant Treasurer Stuart Robert, thanks so much for your time. What do you make of this? I can't see many people saying that Justin Milne should remain.
The adults are definitely back in charge. Stuart Robert, by all that is holy, you are a bloody idiot. But the big story emerging at the end of last month was government interference in the ABC. First, Managing Director Michelle Guthrie lost her job. Then it emerged that Malcolm Turnbull's best mate, Justin Milne, whom he had appointed as ABC chair last year, was quietly working behind the scenes to ensure positive coverage for the government. Milne appeared on the ABC to explain himself, but all he managed to do was dig himself further into the mire. First, he denied calling Michelle Guthrie the missus and female staff babes, but admitted calling them chicks to make them feel more relaxed.
Let me ask you about a tabloid newspaper report this morning to give you a chance to address it. Did you refer to Michelle Guthrie as the missus?
I really don't think I did. I don't call people the missus, and I have zero recollection of ever doing that. I don't know why I would. I mean, I don't think of her as the missus at all. Do you call female staff chicks or babes or anything of that nature? I've used the word, not babes, but I've used the word chicks in relation to not female staff, but to friends and people that I know. And I think I do that with people that I like. I don't do it all the time, but I think I do it to sort of try to relax people. I try to be friendly with people, but I certainly don't use that word in a derisive or denigrating way. And if it's caused offence to people, then I do apologise for that, because that's not my intention at all. It's colloquial, it's kind of matey. That's the context in which I use it, and in which I'm going to guess probably you do as well. So many people do. What else do you do to make them feel more relaxed, eh, Justin? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Then he claimed that he'd never asked Emma Alberici to be sacked, but he was taken out of context. Did you email the Managing Director, Michelle Guthrie, and tell her to get rid of economics correspondent Emma Alberici because the government hates her? Let me explain the context around there. Is that the role of the chairman... is that, sorry to interrupt, but it's just probably good for the context of the discussion to have a straight yes or no. Did you actually do that? I'm going to come to that. Okay. So the role of the chairman, as really defined by the Act, is to look after the corporation and look after the sort of longevity and survival of the corporation, and in particular to look after and be responsible for editorial independence and accuracy. When there is an issue of editorial independence and accuracy, it's appropriate for the chair to be involved. That's the chair's job. It's defined. So yes, we had conversations about that, and we had conversations with multiple people, and those are sort of swirling conversations where essentially the managers and the chair at that particular time were trying to decide, what shall we do here? But in that email, though, you didn't say that you had concerns about her fairness and accuracy. You said because the government hates her. I have never sent an email to Michelle Guthrie or anybody else which says you must sack Emma Alberici or Andrew Probyn or anybody else. This is a piece of an email which I actually haven't seen, but nevertheless, it's a piece of an email that's taken out of a context in a conversation which was a confidential conversation, and a conversation which you'd expect should be had. What do we do about this? That was what that conversation was. But I've never provided instructions that anybody should be sacked. Then on the 28th September, the Sydney Morning Herald published the email in full, which showed that he absolutely wasn't taken out of context. Milne then had no option but to resign. Justin Milne, congratulations, Chicky Babe. You are Independent Australia's Bloody Idiot of the Month for September 2018. Well done.
that's it for this episode. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on YouTube, as well as on Twitter and Facebook. Also, subscribe to Independent Australia. All the links will be in the description box below. Thanks very much. Until next month,